Hello, I'm Mercy May Mouse. Mother named me that when the population of mice was under attack. Mom said we would all need mercy, and then decided that's what she would name me. Yes, Mercy, Mercy Me. I'm not sure what she was thinking of that when she named me that, but I can tell you it did not make my life any easier. Other mice would make fun of me, asking me to grant them mercy, and saying things like, "Here comes little Miss Perfect, her mommy's Mercy Mouse." I guess that most did not understand why anyone would want to give their child a name that meant love, for many who knew no love. You see, my mother's family were church mice living in a church. That's right, a place that's often called a house of love. I was a little church mouse myself. Not like the mice that live in the fields and were called field mice, having to hunt for their food while other larger animals hunted them as food. Yes, church mice have a roof over their head, food is easy to get from the church kitchen, and the church has heat. We didn't have to worry about freezing in the winter. These things were good, but the best thing about living in a church was what we heard there, especially on Sunday mornings. We had a place right by the first pew where no one could see us, but we could hear all. As soon as the music would start, Mom would get all excited and say, "Now listen, children, you're going to hear all about the one who made us all." Every Sunday the same words. We were all ears, for every week the message was different about him. It might be Old Testament, New Testament, or both. The messages were for all. They could be a story that showed his love or show us how to love. Knowing all this, you would think that I would never find myself in a place that I would become unhappy. Well, I just wanted to be something more. Get educated, join the real world, help others. So off to the medical field I go. While attending school, I met the most charming mouse called Harv. I just went crazy over him. I thought he was my Prince Charming. He was from the big city and he knew everything, it seemed to this little church mouse. But I did not listen to Mom when she said, "Make sure that whomever you marry has the same values about the love of God and family." About 2 years later, I married Mr. Charming. We had a little boy and mouse about 3 years after we got married. He is the apple of my eye. But now Mr. Charming is bored with marriage. He misses the big mouse life around town. He is no longer my Prince Charming. We tried to work it out, but it got no better. Finally, in the end, the big D. I could not forgive myself. When I'm in church, it does not feel the same. After the big D, I found myself listening to the lies of other mice, saying, "You deserve to have fun now." I began to go to clubs, saying and doing things I never thought I would do, and dating other male mice that were not church mice, looking to be loved, all the time lying to myself, saying that I was okay if I kept attending church, praying and reading my Bible, but not changing my path. About 5 years later, after the big D, one day while at work, I met this older lady mouse. She had been hit by a car while walking her dog. The doctors thought that she would not make it, let alone walk again. She was one of those who later found in life the Lord and believed him when he said, "I am with you." Such faith like that was what I was missing. When she asked if I had a church, I said yes. She says that's good, but she felt that she needed to invite me to come to her church. I told her that I didn't want to change my church, but I decided to go once. Maybe she would need help, I thought, as she was in a wheelchair. I could not believe it as I sat there listening to the message. That missing feeling of His love was all around me. I was feeling the love of God and His children. It was like when I was a little church mouse. I could not get enough. This was the love I was missing. I began to change that day.